14 minutes ago, a shocking scene unfolded that left millions of fans questioning what could possibly have happened. Jin of BTS was seen rushing to Jungkook's home in an atmosphere filled with tension, panic, and tears. The detail that has captured the attention of everyone is not only Jin's sudden urgency, but also the heartbreaking sight of Jungkook's mother shedding tears that reportedly pushed Jin to act immediately. Why did Jin move so quickly? What happened that caused such a reaction from Jungkook's mother? And why is the agency remaining completely silent in the face of an event that seems to shake the very core of BTS? The sudden presence of Jin at Jungkook's house has sparked a flood of speculation. Eyewitnesses described Jin arriving in haste, without any hesitation, as though he had been informed of something too serious to ignore. The unusual nature of this event raises countless questions. Why was Jin there at such a crucial time? Why did Jungkook's mother appear so emotional, reportedly moved to tears in front of those present? Fans are now left in confusion, struggling to understand the meaning behind these developments. The fact that Jin himself has remained silent, refusing to provide any explanation, has only fueled the mystery. Millions of ARMY worldwide are unable to accept the lack of clarity. The question remains, what is truly happening within the BTS circle that could push Jin to show such visible urgency? Jungkook's family has always been regarded with great respect and privacy, but now the emotional reaction of his mother seems to indicate that something deeply personal and painful is unfolding. Could this involve Jungkook's own struggles, or perhaps an issue within the group dynamic? The silence from official channels leaves fans without direction, forcing them to speculate and interpret every single detail. The presence of Jin at that moment cannot be underestimated. Why Jin, and not another member? What connection does Jin hold that would compel him to rush immediately to Jungkook's side in a moment of crisis? Observers are asking whether Jin knew something beforehand, or whether he was simply the first to respond when emotions escalated to a breaking point. Regardless, his decision to move without speaking to the media or addressing fans suggests that the situation is far more serious than anyone initially imagined. Jungkook's mother's tears are another focal point of this mystery. Reports describe her as visibly shaken, struggling to contain her emotions, and moved to the point of panic. What could have caused this reaction? Was it fear for her son, pressure from circumstances beyond her control, or an emotional culmination of events long kept hidden from public view? Fans are demanding answers, yet the silence persists. Every tear shed has left fans interpreting its meaning, each possibility more alarming than the last. Adding to the tension is the apparent inaction of HYB. The agency's complete silence is being met with disbelief by millions. Why are they refusing to speak? Why is there no acknowledgement of Jin's sudden visit or Jungkook's mother's emotional state? For an organization that carefully controls narratives and manages public perception, the decision to remain quiet in this moment is seen as unusual, even alarming. Could it be that the truth is too shocking to reveal immediately? Or are they buying time, calculating how to handle a matter that could impact not only Jungkook, but the entirety of BTS? The timeline of events further complicates the situation. This was not a casual visit. Jin did not arrive with the demeanor of a friend dropping by, but rather with the urgency of someone responding to a crisis. The notion that this happened just minutes ago only heightens the drama, as fans feel they are watching events unfold in real time, without any clear sense of resolution. Social media platforms are now flooded with speculation, with ARMY around the globe questioning every angle. Why was Jungkook's mother crying at that exact moment? What had she heard, seen, or experienced that pushed her to such distress? The refusal of Jin to say anything adds layers of weight to the mystery. His silence is not neutral, it is powerful. Fans interpret it as a sign that what happened is too sensitive to discuss, too raw to expose publicly. And yet, this very silence creates even more pressure. What is Jin protecting? Who is he protecting? And how long can the truth remain hidden before it inevitably bursts into the open? The world is waiting, restless and tense, for the smallest sign that will provide clarity. This silence, combined with the emotional breakdown of Jungkook's mother, forms a narrative that fans cannot ignore. Something is happening behind closed doors, something strong enough to draw tears from a mother and urgency from a bandmate. The question that now consumes the minds of millions is simple yet agonizing. What has truly happened to Jungkook? His public image is one of strength, charisma, and resilience, but this scene suggests that there may be deeper struggles, unseen by fans, hidden from the spotlight, now threatening to come to the surface in the most dramatic way possible. The lack of transparency has only intensified speculation. Was there a personal crisis that struck suddenly? Was Jungkook facing a moment of vulnerability that his family could no longer shield from others? Or was this an entirely different matter, unrelated to personal struggles, but serious enough to bring about such visible emotion? Each possibility remains in play, and each one adds to the overwhelming tension. Millions of fans are left caught between hope and fear. They hope that the matter is not as devastating as it appears, but they fear the worst. The unanswered questions gnaw at them. Why did Jin appear at that exact time? Why was Jungkook's mother crying in a way that shook those around her? And why does HYB remain silent in a moment that clearly demands clarity? These questions dominate conversations online, turning this single event into a global discussion. Observers have noted the striking contrast between the public silence and the private turmoil that seems to be unraveling. Jin, usually composed and deliberate, appeared shaken, though restrained enough not to speak. Jungkook's mother, typically shielded from the spotlight, was suddenly at the center of it, her tears witnessed and reported. This juxtaposition is what has created such alarm. Two figures who rarely display vulnerability in public now caught in a moment of undeniable emotional intensity. What cannot be ignored is the gravity of timing. 14 minutes is not just a marker of time, it is a symbol of immediacy. It signifies that this is unfolding now, not yesterday, not last week, but right before the eyes of millions who follow every detail of BTS's journey. The urgency of this moment has magnified its impact, making fans feel as though they are witnesses to a hidden chapter of the group's story that was never meant to be seen. The overarching silence of HYB leaves only speculation to dominate the narrative, and that speculation grows louder with every passing second. Why would an agency so skilled in narrative control allow such confusion to persist unless the truth is either too fragile or too explosive to reveal? This question alone is pushing ARMY into a state of restless obsession as they await answers that may not come quickly. Until clarity emerges, the questions remain piercing. What crisis pushed Jin to Jungkook's home with such urgency?